I see you shiver with anticipation.
But it's not my place to judge why people like a weird thing. I never do that.
Then what are you for?
Treachery to intellectual integrity.
Drooling, blithering idiots.
Absolute moral chaos.
What the is wrong with you? What the What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire.
Patient.
Life is chaos of nothing. Life is sacred.
Yeah, we did it. We're doing live.
We're back.
We're back-ish. Ah, God, I forgot what I was doing. All right, hi.
I mean, it's been like 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a second, man.
Yeah,
it's longer than 2 months because I was 2 months at TRF and we didn't do it through the whole thing. So, welcome everybody. I am Spider.
And I'm Alexander.
And this is the Freak and the Deviant episode negative. What are we at?
55.
Negative 55.
Thank you. Apparently, I'm not even.
Oh, this is the podcast about freaking deviant behavior. Anything and everything that makes you uncomfortable. Anything that makes you hide under the corners and look back before you make a joke. That is exactly what we like to talk about.
Sometimes.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I didn't think of an intro before doing this. I have been drinking and you have been working.
I've been working.
So this is going to be a difficult podcast to get through.
I recently got a promotion.
Fuck yeah.
So it's one of the reasons why I haven't been able to come around the podcast as much recently.
I've been busting ass on the fair.
You've been working. You've been working out there. You're an official
magician. I'm a fair magician.
Yeah, one step
Texas
up.
Texas Renaissance Festival, and then share what's coming up, and I'm in talks with the manager to get that job too. And then tomorrow is the Viking Festival, which also I'm hired for. So
tomorrow is Viking.
That's the whole thing.
Oh wait, I was supposed to go out there, wasn't
I? The next 2 weekends you can pick one.
Okay.
Yeah, you can join us over there.
No, I have to fix my computer because I really need to fix my computer. Maybe next weekend. We'll see.
Sweet.
We'll see.
But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. How you doing?
I'm doing a solid B minus.
Solid B minus.
Solid B minus. I'm making it. I'm making it.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, at least you're honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a secret guest who does not want to disclose of their identity or voice, so you're gonna hear them as if Siri was in the background talking with us.
Yeah.
I am not Siri.
I'm surprised how high it makes the voice. It's very weird.
Or like Alexa.
Yeah.
It's a whole new.
So
we're gonna pretend that's Alexa. Our guest is Alexa.
Yeah, our guest is Alexa.
I like Alexa.
Alexa.
I'm down for that.
Very good.
Ask me anything.
Don't tell me that. I will.
This is the podcast. If that was ever the place.
I have been playing a game. I think you're gonna like. I think you'd like this game. It's called Inscription. Right? Okay. It's new. It's kind of been. A lot of streamers have been playing it. It's very strange. I think you'd like it. It's very similar to, almost like if. That game, the Magic the Gathering that I talked about. Right? Yeah. It's a little bit simpler than that, but it is a card game, and you get cards. It is very math-based.
Okay.
But there's also some strategy to it. It actually becomes a little bit more like chess than it does like a regular card game, where you going through the motions allows you to kind of know which cards act in which directions. And it's very interesting. I think you'd like it. I think you'd like the aesthetic. It's very spooky atmosphere while you're playing this weird card game.
What is the theme of?
You're locked in a cabin with a crazy guy who can kill you, and the only thing keeping him from doing that is you playing a card game with him.
Fucking card.
Oh, and if you lose in the card game, he kills you.
So there's a story within the card game.
There's a story within it, yeah. And your job is to try and escape this cabin that he has you locked in.
Interesting. So it's like an escape room, but in card game.
Yeah, kind of. It's really really good. It's I've been playing a lot of it, and it's a solid game from start to finish.
Are you going to Ikicon? I just realized that's coming.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Probably not this year.
I didn't plan that shit at all.
It's downtown again, or it's downtown now, which makes it a little bit hard for me to go to. I wish I could. Unfortunately, it's just not fitting within my schedule.
Here's an interesting Austin news. They're tearing down the Erwin Center.
Mm-hmm.
You know about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking
weird.
That
is a little weird.
I read something about that, but I didn't realize
I graduated in it. Like that was when my graduation was. That's weird, right? Yeah. That's such an Austin thing. Or apparently it's like super unsafe.
Yeah, I can believe
it.
Like
it doesn't pass code, but like because the state owns it.
Mhm.
They won't tear it down.
Yep.
They finally lost that argument. So that's a thing happening.
Yeah, because it's not safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically it. That's the most recent news coming from me. Yeah, I think you'd very much enjoy that game, and I'd love to get your reaction to it later on.
Like we'll do like a live reaction.
We'll do a
thing.
live reaction after the podcast.
All right. Well, so that's everything. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, that was everything. I think you're.
We're done here.
I was scouring the internet as I am to do.
I like the start of this story. This is going somewhere.
Yeah, I scout. Well, it's become very difficult for me. You see, my computer is broken, and it has been for a month and a half,
Oh fuck.
almost 2 months.
What? And you have like a Neanderthal phone still, right?
No, I have a regular phone.
Alright.
I have a smartish phone.
Oh, for
So you don't have
smartish.
the old iPhone 3 or whatever it was?
You had a
anymore?
Galaxy
I had
3
a,
for
I
a
had
while.
a Galaxy S3 for a long time,
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
finally-
like a white phone.
and it
Just
finally
ever.
died.
Hey, how's it going, Steven?
It finally
It
actually
finally
died.
ran out of coal.
Oh,
Yeah, it
no.
ran out of coal. I couldn't shovel any more in there. I even tried to fix it, and I got really close. But unfortunately, internal
You
stuff
recorded videos
got
like this, like-
really. Yeah, I had to wind it up. I had like a stick a key in there.
I think I remember that phone.
Yeah. It
Like
was.
an old car, you stick the thing in.
Yeah, you had to crank it. Yeah, it'd billow smoke at you, and it's kind of a. It got grandfathered in, so I didn't have to register it.
I do believe there is I think older phones that are not smart, they're not gonna work at some point. Kind of like TVs. Remember where the old coaxial signal just cut off?
Yeah.
And it was only digital.
It was only they did a big shift.
Coax still exists, guys.
No, the old school TV signal that was being
Antenna?
sent.
Like
Yeah, the antenna signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut that off at some point a couple of years ago.
It wasn't a couple. It was a lot more.
It was a while
It was a
back, but
long time ago.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like
2001
8-9
was like
years ago.
Yeah.
last year, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
I think my development stopped at like 2006-ish.
Sounds about right.
Graduated from high school and I was just still there. I don't know. So that's why I left my heart back then.
You left your heart back at high school? Jeez, go get it.
Nah, I'm fine.
They got locked down for a student bringing a gun to school, like a couple weeks ago.
I remember that at some point they held us hostage because like some girl claimed she got raped in the bathroom, and apparently it was all bullshit. Like, it wasn't the news and shit. Like they didn't let us out of the class
Bullshit
for like 2
at
hours.
school? Never.
And some girl had just claimed some shit, and they never found anyone. And like that was not true, huh?
Yeah.
Like
I remember when the
just
lockdown
glad-
happened with all those fights. There were like 7 fights that broke out.
that was
in
another
one
thing.
day.
There was a
And
whole
they were
like that's when they
locked up
stopped
for
allowing
hours.
bandanas. Because there
Oh,
was
yeah.
the red guy bandanas with the blood, like what's it called? The Blues versus Red.
Or the Bloods versus Crips. or
that
whatever.
that whole gangster bullshit.
That
Dude,
was
they're
all
all
the-
like 16 and 14. Like, what is going on? Like,
Like,
you look back at it, like, really, you took that shit that serious? Like gangster shit? Like, you're fucking teenagers.
I never understood any of that stuff. I'm glad to be out of high school.
Yeah. Oh God, my head. Sorry, I have a headache from hell today.
Sorry, I have this effect on people.
But,
you might start experiencing it too. Just here in about 10 minutes, it's just
I have a
natural.
headache 100% of the time, so you're.
Oh,
okay,
Jesus.
great.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so,
got any questions for our guest?
No, I'm good.
Nothing.
Nothing comes to mind yet. As the conversation continues, I'm sure something will pop up.
Well, last time we were on, you were about to perform at Ichi-Eki.
That would be Etchy Expo.
Etchy
And
Expo.
we did a podcast after that.
We did?
Yeah, we did a podcast after
Okay.
that, and I went and
I remember we advertised for it.
we
we
advertised
kept
for it. Yeah,
saying
no,
about it.
I advertised it. It was a great time, but last podcast
Yeah, it's been going on since the 90s.
Mhm.
He's still catching up on that other conversation.
So I went there. That was a lot of fun. I am going to be hopefully starting soon. Again, I haven't had a computer in 2 months.
yeah,
my
we'll talk
life
about
has
that.
been exploding in the last 2 months,
Oh, God.
and I haven't
You got a
been able to do
promotion and you don't have a computer.
anything that I wanted to do. I wanted to start up my own rope, Instagram and stuff like that,
Oh,
working
that'd
with
be
my
cool.
partner and showing off all the crazy cool rope stuff I can do because I do rope corsets and things like that.
That sounds awesome.
So I wanted to do that, but I haven't had a computer, and my life got just
Too busy to get
like
shit done.
6 wrenches went right in there, and I've just been dying. So I haven't been able to do any of that.
We'll get you there. We'll get you.
It'll show up. It'll show up.
It'll be a nice connection to the podcast too. Like we throw like your Instagram on the corner or something.
Yeah,
advertise for it. You
advertise
wanna
for
learn
it. I
some
mean,
shit.
I advertised at the convention for us. I wore my freaking Deviant T-shirt. It was,
The Overcome?
the Overcome.
Yes!
It was really good. It was really
Did you
good.
see that? No? Oh, I gotta bring it out. You keep talking.
Yeah. So
I'm not tied to a cable today.
yeah, so we had a running joke. I don't know if you've heard about this, but the amount of things I expulge during particular. I come a lot. There we go. That's
There you go.
that's
I
just
was
the,
gonna say,
that's yeah. That's
I
the easiest
actually
way.
remember you filling up a glass at some point.
Yes.
for a
Well.
podcast.
As it goes, we actually made a shirt for it.
Oh my goodness, that actually
And
happened.
so he's bringing it out now. We have a shirt that he's
Oh
wearing
my-
now that has the shot glass filled up with it coming over the top a little bit. It says
and it
Overcome.
glows. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's a neon green.
And it's also it glows.
Yours is white. It makes more sense for
mine
the
is
cum.
white. The one I didn't wear it to work because
You just have to explain it, but it's got a shot glass that says freaking Deviant.
Yeah, so I wore that to the convention, and I taught rope during that, and that was fun. We had a lot of people show up, a lot more people than I thought were going to show up.
Oh wow.
We getting more viewers?
We filled the entire room and then some. We had to close it off. We were.
Oh, this is not the time. Oh.
So
what it meant, like Steven that's in the comments is like my internet sucks in the hotel I'm in. I'm like, goddamn.
So we filled the entire room and then some. We had to cut it off because I only had rope enough for so many people, right? So.
What, are you tying a bunch of people?
Huh?
You were
No,
tying
I
a
was
bunch of
teaching. I was teaching a bunch of people. I had them with all little strips of rope about yay long. to
Oh, so
tie
they
up.
can do it.
So they can do it. So they can tie and they can learn the knots that we were doing and things like that. And it was really good. It was really well done. It could have been better. And I have some improvements that I'm going to be implementing and getting through. The first of which is a hard limit on the amount of people because that
you only
was
have
too
so much
many.
rope. You should already know how many ropes you have
Yeah.
that you can go. That's as many people as I can.
That's really as many people as I can feasibly test, and then also more time because I did not have enough time to walk around and make sure everyone was doing everything properly and things like
You're like
that.
a drill sergeant.
Having limits
like
is
this.
probably a good idea when it comes to something like that.
Well, I had a limit, right? When the doors shut, right? But they wanted to feed in as many people as they could, right? To get, a lot of draw. The convention itself was a very small venue for the amount of people that were there, which in my opinion, as a first con, these things happen. I understand that there was a lot going on here, but for the future, no one got hurt or anything like that as far as I know, and I was there, so I should know
Consider
better than
it a
anybody.
safe event.
Yeah, I was very much a safe event. They had safety. The people who were running safety knew their stuff. They've been doing rope for a long time, and they did a great job teaching. And a lot of people who went to the safety ended up going to the demonstration as well. I think I would like to coordinate with them a little bit better to see, if you are going to be doing the demonstrations with the actual rope, that you have to go to safety, right? So we just have your name on there and we check you off. If you went to the safety panel, we have the safety panel, then you can come into the demonstration room and be someone who's learning with us rather than just, and if you didn't, you can still come, but you have to watch, right? You can't have your hands on the rope, you gotta watch.
This is like the kind of thing that could go on a Patreon. Like for you.
I mean,
lessons.
Cool.
lessons would be cool. I've been thinking about doing online lessons. A lot of my problems that I'm coming into right now is the fact that I still don't have a computer.
Well, stop coming into those problems.
I prefer to come in rather than come out, honestly. I'm an inside kind of guy.
He always catches them and just fucking boom.
I just
Dude, I was working at TRF, and there's an older magician that was helping me, Drew Hay, and I don't know if you guys know him. He's Hakim the magician, and I was just kind of riffing with him, right? We're talking about magic and stuff, and there's like clearly younger girl like anime fans, like they're dressed sort of anime characters, like, and they come and it's like, he's like, what is free magic? Because he has a sign that says free magic. And it's like, which words they're tripping you off? Like, is this free magic? What else? You know, like, does that mean like you're free and I can take you home?
Oh.
Like she's hitting on this like 50-plus-year-old guy.
Oh goodness.
Oh, wow.
And he's not prepared to handle the situation.
I mean, I could guess because he's
So-
probably not thinking.
So rather than saving him, I started throwing more into it. Because he's like doing tricks and just like, stick it in. Yeah, stick it in. And at some point, he does this rubber band trick. It's a classic where you grab the two rubber bands and he just pulls apart and they
Yeah.
like melt to each other. And I was like, oh, I hate it when the rubber comes off.
Double entendre.
He was so not prepared to handle like just dirty people ruining every trick.
I mean, that's a large portion of your repertoire working at bars and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Oh,
nothing
yeah,
But,
that's-
nothing but dirty humor.
Dirty humor, yeah, that happens a lot. So that was so fun to like turn that conversation into it.
Yeah, it suits you.
He also taught me a little game that's, you probably played it with him, Nim. I think it's called Nim. The coin trick where you have to remove certain.
Oh yeah,
coins
yeah,
at
a
a
certain
time.
number of coins at a time.
Yeah, I've been like sort of playing with myself.
Mhm.
Right joke here. But yeah, I've been sort of playing against myself until like sort of figure out a technique to try to
Mhm.
win. I'm pretty sure he has some kind of trick to it. That there's,
I do believe there is a math. If I remember correctly,
There's a whole math
there's
equation.
There's a math equation that'll let you win every time, so long as you do certain things.
Well, and I don't believe he knows the equation. I believe he learned by trying so many times that
Mhm.
he figured out every scenario possible with those
Yeah, I mean that's also another way you can do it is just
trial and error.
trial and error, if you want to go Greek about it. But
Well, that's how you get good at juggling, right? Like you just
yeah,
try it and it looks shitty until at some point it doesn't.
yeah, you just keep trying until at
'Cause
some
you got
point it
that,
just looks flawless, and you're just like, wow, that ball appears to be floating midair,
Yeah.
and then it breaks your nose.
I always want to
Someone
learn how
tries
to do
slap
that.
it out of your hand.
Ouch.
That's what happens. That was
I have never ever broken a bone.
Me neither.
Well, no,
I-
okay, no, I'm sorry, that is wrong. I fractured 2 ribs, and that's pretty much about it.
I've never broken a bone either. I broke the cartilage in my nose.
Oh my god.
This nose right here, this is actually plastic.
Not real.
This
Are
part,
you
this
serious?
portion right here is plastic. I have
Oh, wow.
scars on the under part of my nose because what happened is I was contact juggling, and in high school,
I
and
didn't
an
know like
asshole came
contact
up.
juggling has an injury. Like you have a war.
I have a war injury. Yeah, you can't see the scars right now, but like I actually don't have any mucous membranes all along here because of the surgery. And I was contact juggling with a really big ball, and someone came by and slapped it, and it went right into my nose and broke the cartilage in my nose.
Oh.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm
nope.
glad to be out of high school.
If you're ever a performer, you can actually say you have a juggling injury.
I do. I have a juggling injury. I broke my nose.
That's like a stamp on your performer status.
The
like,
worst part is that I can't actually confirm if that's what broke my nose, which it probably did, because my sister about a week later punched me in the nose.
Oh, well, they'll probably finish breaking you.
Either if it wasn't broken, it was If it wasn't broken by that time, which I'm pretty sure it was, because that hit to my face, I would have taken like 10 more punches to my nose from my sister than take one more of those balls to my face. That it wrung my head because it's solid acrylic, so when it smashes into your face and it compresses your nose and shatters it messes it up. See, what happened was that it was already slightly deviated, and when it hit it, it actually compressed inward, snapping it in 3 places.
Oh, ooh.
So the entire septum was basically shredded in my face.
Jesus.
So I had to get nose reconstruction, which is they just
At
took
what
out all the
age?
pieces. I was 17.
Is this at any time during the period of time that you forgot?
This was
Could this be related?
probably not, because this is right before. So maybe like a year beforehand would be more like my forget period, because this happened when I was in senior year of high school.
Okay.
And I kind of forget junior and sophomore. Most of that is completely gone.
By the way, I wanted to show you this. This is the podcast for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Uh huh.
He had Jeff Hardy in the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you don't keep up with my Facebook, right? Why would
No,
you?
I don't keep up with your Facebook.
If you see on his right wrist, he's wearing the freaking Deviant.
Oh, he is wearing freaking Deviant wrist. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Like, I gave that to
Yes.
him when he came to Austin, and he never took it off, apparently.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
There it
awesome to
is.
see.
There it is.
So we are on the WWE network. which
Oh,
is
that is so cool.
awesome. I just thought you would appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're being advertised. Well, I mean, nobody could read it, but that's still. We know that I made those,
Mhm.
and the dudes, like. Sadly enough, Jeff Hardy just got fired this week.
Oh, that's okay.
He fucked up again. He got high and showed up high to a show, and yeah, so that sucks.
That's
So you
okay.
don't get high before work. You wait till after work.
Yeah.
Or during work.
Which just depends on the.
Probably not a good idea.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing
so
is,
you-
the thing is, a lot of wrestlers get high on pain medication,
Mm-hmm.
which they sometimes need before they can get in the fucking ring.
Yeah, especially considering some of the stuff that you've shown me. Holy crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. There's a whole list of wrestling videos I want you to react to
Yeah, there's a lot, and
because there's some goofy shit. Did I show you the thumb to the ass?
yeah,
move?
yeah.
And the guy wrestling like an inflatable doll. And then there's an invisible wrestling match.
Yeah, I remember the invisible wrestling match. That one
It
was
was like
pretty
an
good.
invisible guy versus an
Yeah.
invisible guy, and there's still a storytelling because the referee's reacting as if shit's happening.
Oh, my
And at some point, they had a table like breaks itself. They have a fucking prop table, and like a move happens, and the table breaks, and I'm like, how?
Hey, there's two dudes in that
actually
ring.
sounds very entertaining.
It was
to
fast. It
watch.
was like a fucking 10-minute match. There's wrestling's WWE matches on WrestleMania that are less entertaining. That's happened.
Then two invisible people going at it.
Yeah, that's
Literally nothing but pantomime from the judge
That sounds fantastic.
or the referee.
the referee. Yeah, at some point they do a bit where like,
Oh, I got a comment. Yeah, did it affect your ability to smell? Sorry about that.
yeah.
Yes, my entire right nostril was collapsed in on itself, so I couldn't smell out of my right nostril, and I had very muted smells.
When if you don't have the
for-
mucous
for-
members, you don't get boogers, and
Yeah,
therefore it
well,
doesn't
no,
go-
I do. Oh, don't worry. The human body is a wonderful thing.
No, yeah.
Now, is that the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
No.
No. You almost died once. This isn't a show. What
Oh,
episode
that's
was
right. I
it?
remember that.
So
That was
here's
that
the
was an early episode.
Yeah, so here's the part about getting for losing the boogers in the front part of your nose. The mucous membranes continue to grow, but they grow further back.
Oh.
Oh.
So
So that means you get more sinus shit, and like
yeah,
also they're supposed to hold dust. So
yeah,
that you get them back to fuck there.
yeah. So what has to happen every once? And this is going to be a lot. This is going to be real gross. I hope nobody is weirded out by booger humor.
Have you
But
seen those videos where they have to dig a booger that's too big to pull?
Mhm.
Like it's like a fucking roach size
yeah,
thing.
the thing is that you've never seen me stick my entire pinky up my nose. but,
Oh, no, please don't.
no. But I can now. Because the septum is plastic, it doesn't shift like yours and mine does. It actually shifts a whole bunch.
Like hers and yours?
Yeah, like yours and yours. So I can actually
Oh.
really shift my septum over. And so when I stick my pinky, I can stick my pinky all the way up like into my nose.
So is that picture real? There's a picture I used to see where a guy sticking his finger in his nose and coming out of his eye. That's possible?
I don't know about that, but
Okay.
That does not sound very possible.
Like if you're missing, I don't know why you had to be missing it. Because the eye hole is some bone, right? You have to be in the bone. I don't know.
I
Well,
don't know.
no, there is a duct that goes through.
Yeah,
from
you
your
have a
eye
hole.
to your
Yeah.
sinus all the way down to the
Yeah,
back of the
you have
throat.
a hole that
But
it's all
it's
connected.
too tiny for you to stick a finger through.
No.
That's definitely
Did
true.
you ever get freaky with that thing? Yes! I made him laugh!
Oh, that's a good one.
I win this one!
Yeah, so that's the thing. And then once I got it fixed, right? Because I had gone like a couple months with it just like that. Once I got it fixed, I could actually smell. The first thing I smelled was blood from
Oh.
the surgery, and I had blood filling my nostrils for
Oh.
about 3
Oh
weeks.
no.
As it filled, and that's all I smelled for 3 weeks was the intense smell of blood. And so now I can smell it. I'm perfectly fine. If there's like giant pools of blood around, I don't mind
You're
the
used
smell.
to it now.
I'm used to it.
Huh.
But I actually ended up smelling. I think it was a rose. Was the first like official smell that because I noticed I could smell, but I still was filled with gauze, right? So I couldn't. when I pulled them off, if my mom, she was very sweet. First thing she did, we had a rose bush out there. She went and grabbed a rose, and that was the first thing I smelled after.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was blood and a rose, which is probably very
And
symbolic.
now that
but in
explains
reality,
your sexuality.
Yeah. Might be a little symbolic there, but it's not. It's just nasal.
Thank you,
surgery.
Mom. I just realized.
Happened to me as getting a pin stuck in my head.
Ugh.
Pin.
Yeah,
Like the sewing pin?
No, a writing pin.
Oh, a
Just
pen.
literally jabbed
Oh,
on the top of my
jeez.
head.
That sounds like a. Where did that happen? I've seen that scene where somebody stabs someone in the top of the head, usually a knife or.
Yeah, it's usually a knife.
No, this was just one of those cheap ballpoint pens that you can buy at the store for.
Oh, they didn't even bother getting an expensive one.
Yeah, no.
God,
Yeah,
it's
she was
selfish.
4.
She was 4?
I was 4. She was.
Oh,
4.
you were both 4. Okay.
Oh God. That's how all that was when I got my face ripped open from a bicycle accident because I'm a moron.
I have no scars that you can see. It's great.
That you can see. Where are they?
Actually, I do have a scar that's on my hand from being burned with acid. But that's a workplace thing. So. Yeah.
That reminds me of. I think Thomas has a bit in his show where he's showing like he's gonna eat fire.
Mhm.
Usually that scar, rope accident, completely not related. Like what?
I don't have any scars from rope. I'm very fortunate. I used to have one, but it's old. It faded away.
But you have a juggling injury.
But I have a juggling injury, and you can still see the
That's
scars.
a shirt waiting to happen. Like I want like a skull like with a fractured nose. I don't know how to do that because skulls don't have noses.
I would
usually.
just put like a
Oh, that's
ball
really
sticking
easy.
out of
All
someone.
you have to just do the outline of it. You can find a negative, like of an X-ray, and there you go.
An X-ray.
Just do
Oh
that.
yeah, and just do like a shattered nose.
Yeah.
And
With
shattered
a juggling ball.
Yeah, with a juggling ball in there. Yeah. Kind of look like a
Oh,
clown.
it's fucking glorious.
I'm pretty sure you can find like any doctor or investigative show, and they'll have something like that.
Oh
in there.
yeah, they'll have something.
I remember that show, The 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah, I remember.
love that show.
That was fucking like that's got to be one. There was before that was the Darwin Awards. Remember that
Yeah,
shit?
I remember the Darwin Awards.
Like
I
think
remember
the Mythbusters were involved.
remember my favorite Darwin Award.
Which one is it?
It's the one where the guy is sitting there and he finds a cockroach in his toilet, so he sprays it. He sprays the cockroach with
Raid, I guess,
with
or-
Raid, and he like fills the toilet with it. He
That's
like
just flammable,
he
isn't
kills it, and so he sits down to take a shit on the cockroach,
Uh-huh.
and he's a smoker. He smokes cigars.
Okay. Oh.
And so he lights the cigar and nothing happens, right? And he finishes up and he waves it out and he tosses it down there, nothing happens. But when he finishes his cigar, he drops it in the toilet and it explodes.
Oh, no.
After all that.
After all of
Well,
that,
the gases were moving
we're
around
building,
again.
we're
Yeah.
building, and he drops and it explodes.
Yeah, I
Oh
do.
my goodness.
I do believe like Darwin Awards had some connection to the Mythbusters. Like at some point, or not, like multiple myths from Mythbusters were from the Darwin Awards,
Mhm.
or stories because like they were trying to confirm whether they were plausible.
Mhm.
Because there were some absurd ones.
The one that got me was the exploding radiator tank, I think it was, or the exploding tank.
yeah,
water
the heater,
tank?
the,
Yeah,
the,
heater
the
tank.
water heater.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently if they are malfunctioning, all the safety mechanisms, they had to rig it so that it's not safe,
Yeah,
and they could explode the fucking house. Like it was, they built the house around the whole fucking thing. went
yeah,
up.
and it just blew the entire thing. I was like, wow! Always make sure your water heater is.
Yeah,
is
there were
working
some
well.
like some dumb ways to die that were confirmed to be possible. There was a movie called The Darwin Awards. Have you seen it?
I've never seen the movie.
It's a B movie. It's pretty.
It's a
bad.
B. It's a B movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's out there. It's pretty silly. The Mythbusters make a cameo in it.
oh, that's great.
David Arquette is in it. He's the guy that dies. He put a fucking jet engine on the top of his car,
Oh,
and he was going like in a flat road, like he
Mhm.
found like a desert, like a long stretch, and he veered off the road, hit a little bump, and fucking flew into a mountain.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they had to find like his teeth to identify him.
wow.
Yeah, David Arquette plays that character in the movie. The whole movie is like it's a very like monk-ish vibe.
Really?
Because it follows a detective who examines insurance claims,
Mm.
and those insurance claims were Darwin Award cases.
Ah, I
he
get
was
it.
like
That sounds like
investigating,
it'd
and it's
be
like,
fun.
oh, they didn't die of like this was an accident. This was a fair claim because it was an accident. It's a stupid accident. and I shouldn't have done that. But, like there was one though, they were like fishing in the ice, and like they couldn't get shit, so they wanted to throw dynamite into the water. So they throw it, they miss the hole, a dog comes and grabs it, and like goes and fetches the fucking dynamite. And as the dog's coming back to them, they freak out, so they start to shoot the dog. And the dog gets scared and goes hides under their truck, which is parked on ice.
Oh no.
So it goes off, the whole truck goes underwater. Like, there is a famous Darwin Award that happened at a Metallica concert.
Really?
And Metallica's in the movie reenacting this fucking thing.
Wow.
Some dudes were trying to like sneak into the concert.
Mm-hmm.
They jumped over a barricade, but it's way lower on the other side. So on the other side, they see like a 6-7 foot wall.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we can jump over that and be in the concert, right? Except it's 7 foot from the side of the parking lot, but the other side is like a fucking drop. It's like a 20-foot drop. So they try for why they're in the movie. They blame it on weed, by the way. Which no, they're not.
No,
that's not what happens.
No.
They're still presenting like those days where like weed was like, oh, I'm invisible, and shoots himself in the mouth. Remember those commercials?
Those commercials.
They were trying to do that in the movie where like these fucking morons. They got high. They wanted to jump into the Metallica concert. One jumps and lands on a tree, and I believe he got stuck on the tree, like he was hanging out of it. So the other guy throws a rope. He puts his van in front of the wall. Gives him a rope. Like the other guy ties himself up. He gets in the truck, and he's too high, and he puts it on drive instead of reverse, which means he goes through the wall into his friend, where they both died. That was like and they fucking did it in the movie, and Metallica like stops the music, like, what the fuck was that? So that happens, and that was awesome. That's a real Darwin Award that happened.
Yeah, wow, that's intense.
Oh, Darwin Award, man, they gotta still exist, right?
Oh yeah, I bet you.
I wonder what what last year's was like.
Last year's Darwin Awards death.
Yeah, like Darwin Award, like who's running that fucking website now? Because now, like, that's when, like, the internet was new. Right?
Way back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Darwin.
No, I'm not.
It's still a website.
It's still a website.
2021. Oh, you want to read this? Oh, this is going to be good. 2021, 2020.
All right, you read one, I'll read one, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Here, are you reading it?
Take a piss.
No, I'm going to grab a salute.
A what? Oh, you read soda. Cool. A relatable retro Darwin Award prank called the Supermaning gained popularity in the U.S. Navy 10 years before 2005 fatality. Hold tight to a makeshift harness and leap from the rear end of an airborne military helicopter. So it says hold tight to a makeshift harness and leap from the rear end of an airborne military helicopter to fly like support man. It doesn't say that someone died though. Like that's just. Am I supposed to click it and? Okay. So it's like that's a long read. I don't think I want to do that. But let's see if the beginning gives us enough. Brandon is sitting like it gives you the name of the dude that did it and stuff. Oh god, that's not. Pinnacle of stupidity. Let's see if this is shorter. No,
these are pretty long.
They're all theses. No, yeah, fuck that. I'm not reading all that. It would have been cool to just like see exact like a picture. I wanted in a GIF. That's
That's doing.
That's what the internet is like. This is reading? Hell no. Darwin would have been embarrassed.
Who reads anymore?
I don't.
It's like that was a Randy Feldface joke. It was like, it's time for letters for people who used to write letters.
I haven't written a letter in a long time. When was the last time you wrote a letter?
It must have been from my mom. 'Cause at some point I was actually writing like correspondence with my mom, but that was when I was fresh in the country. So that must have been a while back.
Yeah, that's fair. It's probably around the same time.
Funny enough, I received a handwritten letter today from Alan Hutton, the fireworks guy at TRF. He sent me the last check from the last night I worked because I wasn't supposed to work 3 nights in a row, but I did. So he only wrote me a check for 2 nights. And
should you not have admitted that in front
he sent me what?
Should you not have admitted that in the podcast?
Admit what?
That you weren't supposed to work 3 nights.
No. I wasn't counting on being there, and I was able to.
Okay. So they weren't
Not that
expecting you.
Yeah, they weren't expecting me, so he only wrote me a check for 2 nights when I
Yeah.
worked 3. And this is the guy that, like, I said it before. He has a flip phone, so the reason I'm working for him is because I do the technology side of that, like the QR codes and the online tips and all that stuff. So of course the dude pays me in checks. And I'm like, yeah, like, I expected that actually.
I would have expected cash.
You would think, yes, I have all his cash and I have to deposit it and basically launder it, right? I have to deposit it and then send him an online deposit. So
As
that,
long as he's filing his taxes, it's not laundering.
yeah, actually, I had to fill paperwork for him and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing it correctly. It's just funny to me that, like, the point of me laundering the money is that nobody has physical contact with the cash, because I'm the one that, like, vaccinated young enough to not be at risk.
Yeah.
Where most of them are not young, and you don't want to risk them, touching money that all the disgusting.
Wait, so you're telling me that you're the plague-ridden leper?
Yes.
The one that's going out there and collecting the alms for the needy.
Oh, that's fucked up.
You're the young one. You're the one that's diseased. That could be diseased and be okay with it.
Funny enough, this is an interesting historical fact that the company that I work with, for like the guys that set up the fireworks, I'm just a tip collector, right? I'm not actually with them shooting fireworks. I see them prepare and all that shit, and I see all the crazy cool equipment they have back there.
All the high volatile explosives.
Yeah, all that. I know once at some point I was hanging out with them and I grabbed like flash paper, for my magic tricks. It just it's like, don't do that. And, like, why? Like, you see those boxes over there? That's C4. Please don't. No. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was terrifying.
Hey, you almost brought a Darwin Award.
I didn't know my audience at the time. Okay.
Yeah, poor
But
audience choice.
What's fascinating is that particular group, in its divisional name at Texas Renaissance Festival, the people that do the fireworks, is called the Royal Company of Green Men, and that is actually historically accurate. At the times that we're representing, the Green Men were the crazy dudes, the wild guy that would actually set up the fireworks. And the reason that we're called the Green Men is because they protected themselves by covering themselves with fresh leaves. They would wear leaves, and that was like their safety. This is before we had
I mean, when something explodes in your face, you want to be covered in something that isn't flammable.
Yeah, so leaves were the thing, and the guys were dressed in green, so they call them the Green Man. And then there's like a saying within Green Man, you can say, which by the way, the guy that was commenting here, that's actually one of the Green Men too. There's like supposed to be a saying within Green Men is like stay green, which means stay safe because keep covering yourself with green leaves. And there is actually a mask that some of them wear. I want to buy my own, but they wear an actual mask that's like a leather piece that looks like leaves making your face. Have you heard of it? Like you can Google it. It's like a Green Man mask. That's what it's considered. But yeah. So historically, the Green Men were the people that actually did that, and who's greener than me? Like I fucking showed up and parked with the fucking green Mustang. I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's Spider, of course. I was like, the Green Man is the fucking green mobile. Not that was fucking glorious, but look, I can show you that mask.
Yeah, I think I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen it before because it seems to be somewhat popular.
Yeah, it's a common mask out there, but most people don't know the meaning, and it's actually appropriate to be worn by the fucking firework crew. I don't see it.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, there it is. That's the mask.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen those masks.
So that's pretty dope. Anyway, continue. I keep interrupting. And
Oh no, you're fine. You're totally fine.
I'm a bit of an attention whore.
Yes, we've tangented quite a bit.
Where were we? How did we get here?
Who knows?
Where were we? That's a good question. No idea.
We're talking about cum, right?
I think so.
Blood sex.
It's a good subject.
Pearls, rope.
We were definitely. We actually were talking about rope.
Oh yeah, rope. Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually talking about rope.
I knew something. One of those was gonna get us somewhere.
One of those. It's
Something sexual. It'll be
yeah.
Not on this show. I don't talk about
Who
sex.
has sex? Not me. I believe in abstinence sometimes.
There was like, I think, wasn't it Tim mentioned it? Like I have a relativist morality, so I can justify whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So recently, I started my tangent was going on the internet, and I had recently gone on the internet, and
is your phone good enough for your needs?
Yes, it is.
Good.
It is good enough for my needs, though. It's on my family's plan, and I really don't want to look up anything that weird.
I can't look that up.
Yeah, but like it kind of feels weird. You know, my dad pays for my
for
phone,
your porn?
so I don't want him to sit there and pay for the porn. Like it's different, you know, when you're
You would be
contributing.
paying for it because you can just add your credit card there, and he would never know.
That's true.
I mean, that's true, but I also don't want to add my credit card there.
Oh my god!
What?
You want the free stuff?
I want
your
the
dad's
free
paying for.
stuff.
Got
Well,
it.
no, it's
There
not
are
that.
plenty of
It's
sites for that.
the thing is like it's not just that. It's that I look up the weird stuff.
Of course.
We're talking some weird.
That is
stuff.
such a weird
I-
concern to have.
I'm going to ask you on a couple of websites to see if you've looked any of these up. I saw this on TikTok the other day.
Okay, because I've looked up a lot of weird, and then we're not talking like super weird stuff. We're talking just like strange, like some of the strangest, weirdest fetishes. One of my favorites, of course, is balloon play. Not clowns. Not clowns. There's a distinct difference. Apparently, I didn't know. I didn't know at the time. I had to get learned. So this is a thing. And yes, I just enjoy looking up the weirdest fetishes and seeing how deep it goes. Don't judge
This
me.
isn't exactly
I feel your judgment.
Is it the one
but
where,
this
like-
is like most disturbing websites.
Oh, I don't do that. I do like weird
Yeah, but
stuff
she wants
that
to
people
know if any
are
of them rings a bell to you.
probably.
There's
Yeah.
literally hundreds.
Oh,
of
jeez.
videos.
All right.
Let's
all right.
do this.
All right, here we go. Let's see if I've been to any of these.
I actually went to a
Would you
couple of them,
recognize
and they
them?
are really, really creepy.
All right, I'm gonna.
I only
start-
remember one that was called. I think it was called like "fucked," where like it was bloopers. It was like porn bloopers.
Oh my goodness.
like,
There's one
outtakes
on,
of
like,
actual
it's
porn.
something church. It's creepy. It's a cult, and you go through this hallway, and there's something like chasing after you or whatever.
I've heard of a few of these. I've never been myself. I try not to go to certain websites. where I'm on there.
Faith.
I don't have.
Why did they buy those like endings?
I
It
don't-
could be .com like cum or like but that faith.
Yeah,
But these are
not
what you
on
can
That
just find
church.
on, like, if you search on.
Ba-
They put the effort
Yeah,
into being more
basic-
offensive just by the title.
basic World Wide Web stuff. I mean, but I've done some like Tor browser stuff. You know, you go and look. Honestly, I think Tor browser actually gets a bad rap.
What's Tor browser?
That's what people call the deep web.
Oh,
I
I've
think it
never
gets
been.
it's
See, I don't have to go to the deep web. I can find good porn anywhere.
no, I'm not talking about porn on the deep web. I'm specifically talking about the Tor browser. I think it gets a bad rap because like a lot of like skeevy people do it, but it's actually a really safe browser.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like surprisingly safe. They made it really, really safe, and I'm just like, huh. Why is everyone so like against this browser? It's not. It's like one of the
They're
safest
associating
browsers you
it.
can. Yeah, they're associating it with all this weird stuff.
Well,
all
and then
this
back
bad
in the
stuff.
day, like porn was the most likely thing to get you like a virus, right? So I'm pretty sure there's an association with like porn gets you.
It's not even
fucks
like
up your computer kind of thing.
porn. I actually like doing the Tor browser for basic stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just like, you know, you don't go to like Facebook or anything on it, but like, if you want like a fresh Amazon search or a fresh Google search, use that.
Without the information from previous
with
searches.
previous searches and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Use that every time it's different,
Oh, wow.
right? So you are a completely new user every time.
So
you use it.
it's like a what is it called? A VPN.
Sort of like a VPN, except it's like
Some
VPN.
VPN sponsor us, but like come on.
Yeah, we have people who use Tor.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad rap. I love it. It's
Oh,
awesome.
Carlitos is here. Carlitos, my brother.
Oh yeah.
His watch. He said I use 4. He didn't finish that sentence.
No, I use Tor. That's the browser.
Oh, it's a T. Yeah,
Yeah, I use
thought it was
Tor.
4. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
And he's like an engineer in training.
Yeah, it's just a good browser, and it keeps you more safe than VPNs do. And if you can,
Really?
it takes a little bit more finessing. It takes a little bit more work.
How
but
do you have an opinion on people using VPNs to watch movies on another country?
no,
Because like you don't have an opinion on it.
Oh well, I
Like,
think
is
it's
it
you.
worth
It's
doing?
yeah,
Like, is that-
sure, you can go for it.
odd.
I mean, you should be using a VPN anyway. So
Yeah, you should always be using one. I get provided one by work actually, but no, it's because you can put that you're like in another country, and then there's things on Netflix itself that are only available in certain countries, like Disney movies. that
I
are not
love
available yet.
I love watching. I mean, it's on Netflix now, but for a long time, the Great British Bake Off wasn't on Netflix.
Interesting.
And then I
Oh,
used to,
yeah,
and then
I
they
like
put
that.
it on American Netflix. Then when it got popular.
Oh, did you see Tom Holland on the Hot Ones?
No, I haven't.
That's the season finale. Like they just released like
Oh.
2 days ago.
I haven't.
Fucking Spider-Man. This just collecting Avengers, by the way. If you kind of look back, almost all the Avengers have been on the Hot Ones.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like the Ant-Man's been there, Scarlett Johansson. Who else? Give me all the Avengers I can think of. Oh, the
Hulk.
Arrow.
Oh,
No,
Hawkeye?
Mark Ruffalo has not been there yet.
Hawkeye.
But Hawkeye has been in.
I don't think Iron
Technically
Man's
Black
been
Adam. No, The Rock hasn't been there. It's Kevin Hart that was there.
there. Oh.
But I'm waiting for The Rock. He also has a bunch of wrestlers. He's got The Undertaker. He's had Jericho. He's got Stone Cold. But yeah, the Hot Ones. We bought the sauces.
Yeah,
from
we
that
bought the
show.
sauces. I mean, I need to go buy some of the other sauces.
The Apollo is the
Yeah.
newest one. It's got 3 kinds of Pepper X.
Pepper X in there.
mixes. Yeah. But yeah, the last one was fucking Spider-Man. And I was like, he's gonna ask him the question everybody wants out of him when he's spiced up. Nope, of course not. They wouldn't have let the fucking thing release.
Yeah, they would never let it go. Yeah.
But yeah, so Spider-Man comes out next Friday.
Yeah,
Are you into this?
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna wait it. I'm gonna wait for a minute. I'm gonna let it
Any opinion over there?
go over.
On Spider-Man?
You know anything about it?
Mm-mm.
No.
New Spider-Man?
Not keeping up. You don't know who Spider-Man is?
I know who
Well, what's
Spider-Man
this
is,
movie?
I just have not. I have not kept up with the Marvel movies at all.
Oh, okay.
Man,
So I am missing out on quite a bit.
fair enough. Well,
I did, however, watch The Black Widow. That
I have
was
not
a
seen that one,
kick-ass
actually.
movie. That's a
I-
really
I
good
en-
movie.
you watch Loki?
I enjoyed it.
No, I
I
was
haven't
told
seen.
not to watch it.
I haven't
seen
seen
it?
Loki. I haven't seen Loki at all.
Yeah, Loki
I
sort
heard
of
it's really good.
Loki sort of explains how there is a multiverse that he created, like 'cause he broke reality in some way by creating a bunch of duplicates of himself. It was a whole mess.
It sounds convoluted as shit.
It was so fucking convoluted. It was
And
fascinating.
I read the comic books.
But it comes down to it's pretty certain that this movie is gonna be the multiverse.
The reveal of the multiverse.
Yeah, and well, I mean they already implied it or said it out
Yeah,
loud.
I mean they basically
But
did.
in the original-
they literally did when they during an Endgame when they split universes.
Yeah, that's true. So they already acknowledged the multiverse, but like the thing is that the multiverse in the actual comic book, Spider-Man actually met himself multiple times, which that's what everybody's like. Is that gonna happen?
Is that yeah?
Because there's fucking 3 Spider-Mans.
Mhm.
There was like the 2001's Remy with
with
what is it, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
And then the remake with Andrew
I want him
Garfield.
to show up. And
Those
just
guys
be
are
like,
still alive. If they show up, they're gonna break the internet
Yeah,
because they have not announced them, but they have the villains from those movies. It's a whole fucking thing.
That actually would be
and-
really awesome. To
And
watch.
more
Yeah.
importantly, there has been an animated multiverse movie
yeah.
where technically they could also exist in the MCU in some way or another
Mm-hmm.
in an animated version, like go like Space Jam and this shit. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
that'd be
animated Spider-Mans.
cool.
Have you seen that one, the animated one?
The animated spider, like oh yeah.
It's the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because that has like John
I
Mulaney's
watched
the
it here
pig.
before.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my son's obsessed with that fucking. There's a sequel planned for that.
Mm-hmm.
that
They have
sounds
a trailer out that's it's gonna be called Spider-Man Across the Multiverse Part 1, which is like fuck.
Yeah, part 1.
They're gonna like continue this shit. I want Miles Morales exists. You know that he exists in the MCU already.
Mm-hmm.
They had what's his Gambino? What's his Childish Gambino?
Mm-hmm.
They had him be the uncle,
Yeah.
and there was like a deleted scene where he was like, I'm not gonna make it Miles, because he got trapped on the trunk. Like Spider-Man glued his hand to the trunk.
Oh yeah.
We have about 10 minutes left.
Oh shit! Am I out? Oh, you're out of time.
I'm almost
Got it. You want to ask any inappropriate questions before our guest leaves?
Do you prefer chocolate or mint?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay, that's it. That's it.
That was really.
What the fuck?
That's Spider. I think you should show him how this is done because I don't think he understands the assignment.
And I thought it was a very relevant
We're
question.
trying to make
Disagree.
her uncomfortable.
Huh? Oh, no, I don't think that's very possible.
What? That's probably true.
Hey,
Yeah, but hidden voice and no face on the show. What would?
that's true.
Yeah.
Also, the seat is very comfortable.
Yeah.
My ass is gonna be flat when I get up to walk away.
Let's see. What's your favorite kink?
Knife play. Easy.
Knife play. Got it.
Favorite? Favorite to watch? Favorite to do?
Oh, that's a good question. Favorite to watch?
No.
No, you don't watch?
No, I don't watch knife play. Well, I mean, I would like to, but that one's a little bit difficult.
Is there any
to
other
find.
kinks that you enjoy watching?
Oh, fisting.
Oh, all right. That's your thing too, right?
No.
Fisting and choking are my
Pegging is
things.
pegging. You watch.
No.
What do you watch? What do you like watching?
What do I like watching? Oh man,
Jackass.
I like watching Jackass. No, I think
Nuggets.
I've said this quite a couple times that I typically don't like actually masturbate very often.
Yeah, that's why you come so much.
Yeah,
You're like holding it in.
I hold it in. Yeah, I hold it in.
Abstinence only,
I
everybody.
couldn't do that. Once a day, guys. Once a day.
Yeah,
At least.
I used to do once a day, but it for guys it comes with consequences when you jerk off once a day because of
Do
what
tell.
happens. Well, the thing is that when if you're doing it a whole bunch, it's releasing testosterone.
Which is
Right?
not necessary.
Well, you don't want a whole bunch of it.
If you-
I
if
do.
you
Well,
jerk off
you're
every single
different.
day
I'm
for
treating
30
myself.
days,
You have
you will
you have
start
a
shooting
brain
blanks.
tumor.
Yeah, I have low testosterone. Sorry, what?
Yeah.
If you jerk off every day for 30 days, you will start shooting blanks.
Actually,
Yeah.
funny
It-
enough,
it comes with
that's
a-
what my vasectomy doctor said. I had to come 30 times before I consider it safe and then go test if it's empty. It's like cleaning a water hose, right? You have to put a bunch of shit through it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just fill it up there.
You ever wash a straw?
Yeah.
Those plastic straws you have to
Oh,
wash.
I don't like the. I
See,
don't
I'm
like
glad I
those.
didn't have
I've
to
always
do that.
wondered, have you ever have one of those toys that you come into? How do you clean those?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
very
it's
easy.
super
Do they
easy.
have tags on the bottom or
You
some
just
shit?
flip
Flip
it
it
inside
inside
out.
out.
Oh, okay.
It's very elastic.
I've
You
never
can
had
stretch
one
it.
or asked the question. I thought about it the other day because I saw there was like a dumb meme with a bunch of like those fake butts. Like you have like the whole ass to fuck.
Yeah, I
was like,
don't
okay.
get those.
And I was like, but how do you like? Are they made with a
Hilarious
container?
to play with, by the way. What are those? The whole butt ones? Have you ever played with one of those with the whole butt there? It's hilarious.
Why is it funny?
Because you can smack it and it jiggles like jello. It is so funny. It is so funny.
stick it-
I've
you
done
stick it in
that
the
with
microwave
boobs and
first?
the butt.
It's,
I like the boobs. Those are
there, I've seen a porn where like a girl takes the place of it, and he doesn't know, and it's like his uncle, like her uncle or some shit.
Oh my god.
But he like leaves it on the
Thanks,
bed,
porn.
and then he like calls his wife, and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck it," because like you sent it to me, right? Like it's like the wife sent it to him, and she like he leaves it in the bed, and then like a younger girl comes and like takes it out of the way and like folds herself under the blanket, so her pussy's taken out exactly the way where it was, and he of course buys it and goes and starts fucking her. That's an actual video that I found.
I would
Wow.
not. I would not question.
Some of the videos-
What's your weirdest kink that you know about? Strangest, not like bad, but just strange.
belly button fucking.
Belly. There you go. That was on the podcast. We did that
Yeah,
one.
we
on the
did.
podcast.
Yeah,
I saw
I learned
videos
that
of
from
this.
you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
That was the strangest.
Yeah.
She's a fan of the show.
Yeah, that one's pretty weird. That one's pretty. That one rates up. That one rates up there for me. I'd probably put that close to the top as well.
The sequel Spider-Man Spider-Verse has a Mexican Spider-Man. Miles Morales is Puerto Rican and black, not Mexican. That's the real story of the Miles Morales, I think. Unless there's a whole nother one.
There probably is a whole other one.
Oh, fuck. There's a Mexican.
There's
Hombre araña.
straight Mexican Spider-Man.
Dude, remember like what's the name? Captain America has like a British version. It's like the girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's like Captain Britain, England.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
remember.
it's-
It's weird.
The other flag. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's in What If. There's a whole thing
Yeah,
that
there's a
I
whole-
I really did not get into that.
Yeah, so apparently he.
Miguel O'Hara, no idea who that is. Oh my god, that monster has a lot of gas. Like that immediately gave me like heartburn and started moving around. Yeah. What else? What do you? What's your top porn site?
Oh, X and XX.
Yeah, that's a solid. That's a solid one.
Wait, what? How
Oh, here, I'll just pull it up real quick.
How do you write that? X
Easy.
and XX? Or like
So it's it's XNXX.
oh, so it's 4 letters.
It's 4
Yeah.
letters.
Okay. We're advertising websites now. Like,
Yeah, apparently. I mean that's
and my
a
little
solid-
brother, my little
Really
brother's
good.
watching, so keep writing your notes, son.
It's got a lot of different videos that you can watch, so you can pretty much find anything that you want on there.
Yeah, it's.
I
it's
used
a
to go
solid-
straight to Pornhub until the like
Pornhub
when they
doesn't have
until we
much
get
anymore.
until
Yeah,
we
they
get
don't have
deleted off of
anything.
it,
Yeah.
and it's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of their
I
stuff.
won't give
They're
you my
starting-
clicks now.
They're starting to get more corporate. They're doing a lot of stuff, and I kind of disagree with the way that they're going with
Yeah,
it
they
right
went from
now.
like 12 million videos to like 2.5 million
Yeah,
videos.
they're
And,
horrible. You can't find anything good on that anymore.
It really, I haven't looked in a while, but like once they cut us out, we were on that, like our podcast was on Pornhub
Yep,
for a while.
for a long.
Yeah,
for a
actually,
while.
that's where I watched
And-
it for a little bit.
Yeah, and they removed like all of it.
Mhm.
They closed our
the
channel.
whole thing got deleted.
Yeah, there were like 30 episodes and they're all fucking gone. I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
all of you.
Yeah, I don't know what went on there. We need to upload them at some point.
We needed to get
other places.
verified,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we didn't bother putting into it.
We didn't bother because we were like, it's Pornhub, whatever.
We're supposed to be on OnlyFans too, but like nothing.
Nothing
Ah,
happens.
fuck OnlyFans.
Nah, and who's gonna want to pay for this? Like,
Yeah,
we get, like,
I
2 views
wouldn't
a
pay
week.
for this. I'd be like, these guys are kind of cool, fun. They're kind of cool, but I wouldn't pay them. I wouldn't pay them. No, fuck that shit. I don't know. Our shirts are pretty cool. You can buy
Yeah,
shirts.
I would sell merch. Yeah, like make some other stuff. Now that I can
I
make
think-
like,
Merch
the
is pretty
shirt-
badass.
I
I think the shirt's pretty cool. The overcoat
whoa.
shirt. Oh.
who's fired?
Who
brought their phone?
All right. I guess it's time to pack up.
No, for her, we still got like 25 more minutes.
25 more minutes
over regular
of
timer.
us?
Yeah. Are you sick of me? Like it's.
No, I'm sick of myself.
Oh.
I have to live with myself.
Is it weird
all
to
day.
watch you on camera? Like, how often
Yeah,
are you
see,
on camera?
Not well, technically every day because there are cameras at my
Well,
place of work.
But I mean, for entertainment purposes.
For entertainment purposes, I'm never on
Well,
camera.
if there's a dude in security jerking off to your
Yeah.
beard from far away, I don't know.
Probably not. We don't have a security.
What the fuck is the point of the cameras?
I don't know.
It's to terrorize the
Right, I guess
workers.
Yeah.
to feel.
Hey, I want more cameras specifically in my restroom.
There is, by the way, I went to Vegas to see Fang,
Mhm.
and in his bar, if you go to the restroom, they purposely install a bunch of fake cameras, like no cable, and some of them were like retarded old,
Mhm.
and they're all pointing at the urinals. Like, it feels like paparazzi. Just like you just like take a piss and just like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
See, that's
It's like 20 cameras all aimed down at the urinal. Like, what are you guys doing?
Hey man, that's like the part that I'd be okay with. You
That's
know,
a
once,
brilliant prank.
once the
It
junk
is.
comes out, it's totally fine. Like I've lost all of my sense, right? Like I'm just like forget it. If I'm naked in front of people, I'm naked in front of people. It's just how it is now. Like I don't care.
You just roll with it.
I just roll with it. That's life. I just roll with
Are you that guy at Burning Man?
it.
Running around naked.
Hey, sometimes you miss it. You don't know where your pants are. You're missing your pants. You're like, fuck it.
There's always a guy like that
They
at
can
fair.
just close their eyes. Fuck them, right?
Yeah, right. They can close their eyes. It's easier for that than for me to find pants.
That's how we got here, huh?
That's how we got here.
Jesus Christ.
Probably would be into it.
Oh God.
If I know a thing or two about the Bible.
Oh God. No.
Oh,
no.
no.
let's-
We are not
let's-
going to get into that religious bullshit.
Oh.
Damn.
We hit a button.
Damn.
We said something uncomfortable. Is that what happened over there?
Neither of us are religious.
I worked in a Christian store for 4 years.
I mean, he fucked in a church once.
I fucked a church once.
I mean, I fucked in a Christian store, so that works, right?
I've never fucked a Christian store.
said
That'd be a new one for me.
Christian store. They sell Christians?
I fucked in a Christian store.
I bet you they do sell
What's a
Christians.
Christian store? They
Christian
sell
bookstore.
Christians?
Yeah.
It's a bookstore.
I read a book somewhere that says you can own anyone that's not a Jew.
Hey, I think I've read that same book.
Have you heard
strange.
Patton Oswalt's bit on people is like listen, I'm glad you like a book. Like I'm
No, I
happy
haven't
to
read
know that somebody's reading something. I'm just like just because you like something in a book doesn't mean you have to have it for real in life. Like people that are trying to pass laws and shit. And it's like you don't see me in front of the White House with fucking Green Lantern comic books. Like I want the thing in the book. I want my ring. Like you'll be fucking insane. Like I like this book. I want the thing in the book to be real.
Well, it's funny you say that because there's a lot of old science fiction that has turned out to be real.
Like what?
Smartphones.
Like, well, no, they were inspired by that. Like, so it's not like they predicted
I mean,
it.
yeah, but the people read the book, they wanted what was in the book,
And
and
they
they
made
made
it.
it, and
Yeah.
they made it happen. So I don't know.
think-
Sometimes it
I
works.
think Batman, but that's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's not like predicting something when
I mean, there was a
when
prediction,
you're
but
in
like,
charge of
yeah.
doing it. Like, it's kind of like I know, like, what is it? Like, I'm trying to think of a fucking dumb example of like, it's like I'll have $10 in my wallet, and I grab my wallet and stick $10 in it. Well, yeah.
Well,
That
then
doesn't
what would you
impress
say
anyone.
The Simpsons predicting all the shit that happens.
Throw enough shit at the fan.
What's actually funny, well, funny is the Simpsons didn't predict. They were making fun of something at the time, and things just repeated themselves.
Yeah, history doomed to repeat
When
itself.
they did that Trump thing, there's like President Trump thing, they were making fun of the fact that Trump ran in 2000.
actually ran in 2000.
And lost. So they were predicting that, like, oh, what if he won, right? And that's
Yeah.
what they were making fun of.
And
then
then
when he was
ran again.
Yeah, and then he ran again like fucking years later, and it was like, oh, they predicted it. I was like, no, they were making fun of that.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff they were. It's not that they predicted. It's that
They did so much.
They did so much of social commentary, and social commentary repeats itself.
When then they did
Makes
that that globe orb
Mhm.
that they did in some Middle East country, right? Where it's like Trump and like a guy with the turbans, and that actually had happened before, and they made fun of it in The Simpsons that year. So it wasn't a prediction. They were making fun of that after it happened. They just don't bother looking anymore. And then there was the fucking 9/11 magazine. That was completely coincidental.
That was completely coincidence.
You ever heard of that video game that predicted that too? By
Yeah,
accident?
I've played it.
The Deus
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex, yeah.
Deus Ex, yep.
You heard of that?
Mm-mm.
There's a video game where they're supposed to be in New York, but they forgot to put the most important things in the game. That
Yep.
game came out in 2000.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Came out in
And they forgot to
2000.
put the towers.
And you want to know what? It takes place in like 2011, I think, or
yeah, it
something
was
like
supposed
that.
to be in the future.
And it takes place in 2011 is when the game's supposed to take place, and it's missing the two towers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
pretty
and
pretty
when-
weird. It's like, oh man.
Well, see, the thing is,
It's
they were
because
supposed to.
somebody didn't do their job right.
Well, the problem is that they. Basically, that's the only thing that would identify New York skyline.
Mm-hmm.
They put a regular city, and they're like, it's New York, right? And they're like, oh, fuck, but if it's New York, there's a very specific thing that should be on that skyline.
Yeah, should be
And
the
it
World
wasn't
Trade Center,
there.
and it wasn't there.
So they, in order to explain it away, they were like, oh, they were taken down by a terrorist attack. That was like their explanation in the game. And then it fucking happens less than a year after that game got released.
And then,
It's
and
like,
then on
oh,
the remake,
oh.
they changed it. It was a thing. Yeah, it's a pretty solid game actually.
Is it?
Deus Ex, yeah, it's pretty good. I like the new one. The old one is, it's dated. You can tell it's very dated, but it's still good. It's a good one that I would consider. It's a good series. It has a lot of lore in there that actually is pretty decent.
I got a Age of Empires 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good. Like, it's still the same nostalgia
Mm-hmm.
from 1995.
Yeah.
It
I
goes,
haven't been able to play games in so long.
Oh man,
So
what was
how-
the last game you played?
how's that rock that you're living under?
It's
Is it comfy in there?
no.
Terrible eyesight, huh?
Oh yeah.
I
It just gets
see.
worse and worse every day.
That's
Yeah, same. That's
It's
okay.
been like 6 months since I played a game. I think the last game that I played was Final Fantasy.
Which one?
The 7 remake.
7 remake. That was pretty. I like that one.
They remade that?
Yep. They've been
Oh, no,
they've
no,
been
no, I'm
working
sorry.
on
Did
it
they
for a
remaster
while.
that?
I did play Eternal Sonata a few months ago.
Ooh, there's one I haven't actually dove into that
That's
entire
a
series.
good,
I have
good
not
one.
dived
Oh,
into that series
you
at
need to
all.
play it. I have beaten it multiple times. It is an amazing game. You have to play it more than once, though. Otherwise, you are never going to get the whole thing.
Have you ever? So from that same era, have you ever played Okage?
No, I watched somebody play it though.
Okay, good. That one is crazy. Knowing here's something weird. So you know that game has a weird art style. It's very almost A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
The video game, right? The JRPG. And here's the weird thing. that company that made that, the game that they made before that was a dating simulator. The game they made out after that was a dating simulator. And the game they made after that was a dating simulator, and that's it. That is all they have ever made, and they dissolved the company. The thing is that game, Okage, is this weird portion of their repertoire. And it doesn't seem to fit, because it's a JRPG, you know, you level up, you fight bad guys, you fight the big boss, he has 2 phases, and that's the end of the thing, right? You fight God and you win. It's a
Fight God and you win.
It's a standard JRPG. But the dialogue options change depending on who you talk to, because they wrote Dating Simulator. They have so much dialogue in that one game that you don't realize. You can play through the game, and I tested this. I went through and played through the game once, as I would play it, and I saw, you know, dialogue, and all the endings are the same, but everybody changes what they say to you based on what you've said previously. And there's a lot of options.
So there's a whole lot of...
It's like a big giant spider web.
It's huge.
Root system is the way to...
Well, I would say every third line, you're given a choice, a random thing to say, and it affects everything. It affects all the dialogue. Doesn't affect any of the mechanics.
Yeah,
just
this
the
sort
dialogue.
of... doesn't this immediately connect to like a Destiny versus free will?
Yeah.
Because how many choices... At some point there's a threshold.
Yeah.
Where enough choices would be considered some sort of free will. Mm-hmm. Right? Even if you know where the ending is going to be, even if it's a pre-written video game. If our life were a pre-written video game, there's enough choices to still feel free.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Skyrim is. You can change the dialect. You can change how you're treated.
I don't play Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
You've never played Skyrim?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I own that game.
It seems like one of those that I should probably...
Like a lot of hours in there too.
Yeah.
I should probably play that to get some like fair speech.
If you were interested, just
No,
because I know
no,
you have
no.
this already, get it on VR.
On VR.
I have it on VR. It's hard, but it's incredible.
I've seen it. Yeah, we used to have it on
No,
VR.
if you want to do like good older speech, I would actually like listen to some of the older plays, things like that.
Oh, okay.
Those are actually really fun. Taming of the Shrew is great, though that might get a little...
Taming of the Shrew. I've seen that with Sammy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, old friend from high school. Yeah, he was in Taming of the Shrew. They did plays and shit. I saw him do the Odd Couple. You ever seen that play?
Mm-mm.
No. There's like 2 movies based on that. The Odd
It was
Couple is
an
like 2
interesting
roommates that are
character.
too fucking different and they just argue with each other. I think they've remade that into, like, that's an inspiration for a bunch of like the buddy cop movies and all kinds of movies that are like the 2 guys that are too different.
2 guys, 1
constantly
cup.
arguing.
Yeah.
2 guys, 1 cup.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, fucked up.
It's like 2 girls, but you know they're kind
I
of.
actually have a joke on that on my cups and balls routine.
Mhm.
Like 3 balls, 3 cups, 2 girls. Wait, don't Google. Don't. That was a typo. I wrote that wrong.
Yeah, it's a little weird when there's kids and stuff coming up to the stand, and you're sitting there. And I know you want to make the jokes. I know you want to make the joke, but there's like 4 kids around you, and you're like, nope, I'm gonna skip it.
Even in a group full of adults, the whole removing some balls, smoking some weed, and winning some bicycle tournaments doesn't hit very
No,
well.
it doesn't.
That's
it doesn't
like
catch.
one person that
It
goes,
doesn't
oh, I
catch."
get that. But not many people get that
Yeah,
joke.
it's really weird.
I thought that was big news, but maybe I'm getting old.
Yeah, maybe.
I should throw a Monica Lewinsky joke in there and see what happens.
Oh,
See, you
yeah,
got that.
there's
How do you get that? You're not old enough to know that.
It's because I keep
What
up with
the
old
hell?
politics.
That's weird for me. Like, I was throwing that and hoping that you go, what? Nope. You know exactly what I'm
I
talking
love
about.
it, dude. Clinton area shit was hilarious. That entire like era is just funny. Like it was nothing but laughs to me. So
I was gonna ask you your opinion on this. This fucking weird thing that I saw on Philip DeFranco. This big studio for animes took down a YouTuber like 150 videos, and even though they were fair use, they took his channel down. They don't get any extra money. They don't gain anything from it. But they claimed a bunch of his videos. That's his livelihood, right? Like he has a studio. He has to pay people for the videos that he makes and stuff. 150 videos is like 3 years worth of shit. Like they do 1 video a month, and there's reviews. There's reviews and like suggesting animals and lists and stuff. It's in no way actual copyright infringement.
Yeah.
It's fair use.
So there's a couple weird things.
And they're boycotting this, like a bunch of gamers and like people that are like anime people, like that whole culture is now against that fucking. They're boycotting that company for doing that.
And it's going to be weird. Personally, I don't think it's going to go very well, because typically the Japanese are making content for the Japanese, and they probably don't care. But another thing that I think a lot of these people aren't quite realizing is that the law and culture is different over there, right? Even, if you show too much at all, it's bad. They're assuming you're taking it. Any sort of key lines or key characters or key scenes, when you show them, even if you don't have dialogue from it, they still consider it copyright infringement and want to take you down.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
So it's hard for me to say. I would personally, I think it's complete bullshit and they should reinstate it at all. But at the same time, I understand where they're coming from, where they are coming from a different law.
Well, apparently the laws in Japan are not the same, and there is no such thing as fair use.
No, there's no such thing as fair use over there.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy over there.
But yeah, they're taking away.
Right now, it's always been crazy over there.
I have a friend, I actually have a personal friend from high school. You actually may know him. I don't know. But anyway.
We'll talk about it.
He lives in Japan, and he's always sending me some crazy shit that's going on over there. And
I actually have a friend, like a girl from Texas that went to South Korea to teach English, and then recently came back to Texas, and she like speaks the language, and she was texting me the whole time she was up there, like remain in contact, and like how does that come up? You know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be a fascinating story to put someone in the podcast. Like, fuck, do you end up teaching like English in South Korea?
I mean,
what a weird direction to go from
sometimes
Texas, and she speaks Texas like Texan Texas. I mean, Texan English.
Yeah.
You know that whole
Texas.
Yeah. She sounds like a cowboy girl, like straight up.
She can speak Texas,
Yeah.
and there's a big difference. There's a big difference.
Oh yeah, we don't speak the same English.
apparently not. I get told all the time, or I get asked all the time if I'm somewhere outside of Texas.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, you don't have a Texas accent,
I'm
but
pretty
I've
sure
met a
you
few.
can put on a Texas accent.
Oh, I totally could.
Yeah,
That's
like
not a
you
problem.
can, and the
I
thing
just
is, like,
do
you
not.
can also understand it, especially if someone has a real deep Southern drawl. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised. I've done a fair amount of traveling across the state. If I put on a real deep Southern drawl, they can't understand me.
So if I talk to people from like Tennessee or Alabama, my Southern accent will start
Yeah.
coming out like crazy with them.
I've been to Baltimore a few times.
Baltimore?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
and over in Baltimore,
I'm so sorry.
you put on a
I've
Southern
heard
accent,
that word. Can't
and
connect it to a place right now.
nobody can understand you. I go
Ooh,
into
that sounds fun.
I
I'm moving
go
to
in-
Illinois in a couple of years. I might have to try that at some point.
Oh,
yeah,
so that
just hit them with it. Walk into a Burger King and just the deepest, most Southern, like country Blumpkin accent that you can,
What is
and
that?
they're
Brisket sandwich.
yeah, and they will look at you like deer in headlights. They will not be able to understand you.
You know, I can't escape the feeling that's Maryland, huh?
Yeah, Maryland.
Maryland must be boring as fuck, because I had forgotten that there is a state called Maryland.
Yeah, so I
You hear about every other state on the news constantly. Oh, this shit happened in Florida, California, New York. You get those states and go like, okay, those states. You
Those are
can.
big states.
you
Of course,
start-
it's going to be a lot that
You start
happens
getting
there.
some of their like. Well, I'm in South Carolina. North
Florida's
Carolina.
not actually that big. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but I think most states I've seen like, oh yeah, I remember the story from that state, and you start connecting the dots of what kind of people. live
And
there.
9 times out of 10, it gets tracked back to Florida because let's be real, it's Florida.
But since I haven't heard shit about Maryland, I don't have a story in my head about what kind of state that
It's a state.
is. Is it a blue state? Like,
Yeah,
it's north.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
heavy blue.
why would you ask if it's a blue state?
Huh?
Because it's in the north.
Yeah, just because it's north is the only assumption I'm making here. That is not north. Hold on, this map's upside down. That's west, east.
Yeah, that's the East Coast.
That's still
yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
Yeah, it's East Coast. It's way up there.
All right, any final questions before I walk out the door?
Oh yeah. We have to cover the camera. You're gonna have to cross it.
Yeah. That's why I'm like,
That's why we can just end here. We're pretty close.
We're at
Yeah, 7 minutes.
7 more minutes.
I can hold on for 7 more minutes.
Yeah.
I only
Okay.
have to be up at 5:45 in the morning.
Damn.
I'm used to
It's just
sleep.
sacrificing to be on the podcast. This is a long-time fan. Has never been in the show.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah. What else?
I'm sure your sleep will miss you.
Let's see.
That's a good question. That's actually a really deep and profound question that we probably shouldn't get into.
Not politics today.
I don't even think that's politics. It's just deep.
Oh, actually, I can fall asleep in like within about 30 seconds. It's
That's
really easy.
dope. I can do that too. But we used to work overnights back in the
Yeah, way
day,
back in the day. Yeah.
And I think that trained me to sleep on command.
Yeah. That'll
Yes.
help.
Because you
That-
take the sleep when you can have it, man.
Yeah. Oh,
And
man.
sometimes it's like right after work. Sometimes you have to wait a few hours.
when you're
and you're like,
doing you know, House of Torment getting shot by like
Paintballs?
30,000 paintballs, and then you go work a full night shift at Whataburger. You look at the bed and you're down. Like you don't even make
down.
it. You don't even make it. You're just on the floor. So many paintballs. I was bruised from head to toe. It was wonderful.
It was the best fucking job.
It
I
was-
still like
it
it
was
was.
such a
We probably
good
paid
job.
like shit. I don't remember. How much
We weren't paid terribly well, but oh man, I loved it. It was so much fun.
They should bring that back.
I loved sitting there and having to wring out my hair with all
With the
the
grease,
paint.
I think I
Yeah,
still have
the
shoes
grease
where like
paint.
the shoelaces are soaked in. Like there's grease in them that will never come out.
Yeah.
I've only ever shot somebody with a paintball gun point blank.
Oh, you did mention that earlier. Well, tell me that story.
I've
now.
gotten lit up point
okay,
blank.
so
That
it
was fun.
It was my ex-boyfriend from high school. It was his first time, and he didn't want his parents to find out that we had sex in the woods at his house. So, and he got covered in dirt, so he had me shoot him with a paintball gun point blank, so that it can act like he had fallen down.
I would have assumed that it was to fake a hickey,
No, I shot
or
him
like
in
to
the back.
hide a hickey when you shoot it with a pinball.
Depends on where the
So
hickey is.
Yeah, like imagine a hickey like right there, and then like shoot
Oh,
it with a
dude,
pinball.
That
I've
was
been
an easier
I've been
one.
hit.
It hides the hickey with a bruise.
That was an easier. The hickey was an easier hide. I was good at hiding hickeys.
No,
You got a hickey.
yo, hiding a
Makeup?
hickey
Huh?
is super
Makeup?
easy.
Oh no, you just know what you're doing, and you can hide a hickey easy.
Well, honestly, if you want to like
Know
really
what you're
hide,
doing.
like if you want to really hide a hickey, right? Hickeys don't typically last that long. Give them a real good slap wherever the hickey is, and then they have this big handprint, and they're walking around like, nah, a buddy of mine just came up and just boom slapped me, and you're just like, you call
You
them.
want to know what the secret trick
butthole.
is? You know those
I heard
those
that if you
rice
put, like, a
bags,
cold
the rice
spoon-
socks or whatever. You can do a rice spoon too, but the rice socks work better because you
Rice
can do,
socks.
Yeah, they're called rice socks. You can heat them up in the microwave, or you can make them freeze in the freezer, but they form to your body and they work perfect ice packs and stuff.
That's a
like
name, right? That's not really a sock full of rice.
that.
I mean, when she said rice sock, I'm assuming.
I
it's-
assume
That's
the sock
pretty
full of
much
rice.
what it is. Yes,
Oh,
but
is it like the cell phone thing? Is
I
there
don't
a
think you put
relation?
your cell phone in the microwave.
no, it's not
No,
made
you
out
put
of rice.
the-
I
you
don't
put the
remember what
rice-
the technical term of it
Isn't
is,
there a
but
rice
that's
tray
what we
when
call
you're
it in my
focused?
home. And what you do is you lay it on top of the hickey and you sleep with it like that, and that will
Oh.
actually reduce what the hickey looks like by like half the size. I don't. You actually may remember him because he used to hang out with Daylin all the time. But Eric.
No, don't say names.
Let's
No,
not- let's not-
no, I'm
don't
not
do
saying
last
last
names.
name, but he should know him because he's a guitarist. We were
Yes,
guys
yes,
friends.
yes.
I ended up giving him the hickey so bad that it went from up here all the way down to his shoulder, one giant
Badass hickey?
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was crazy.
Never
You
seen
know,
a
at that
perfect-
point, you can
Yes,
just be
yeah.
you can just be like, I got hit with a tire iron, and they'd believe
He
you.
fell down the stairs.
I fell down the stairs, which worked. Oh my god.
No, of course it was his grandmother was
Nah.
in the next room, and when she asked what we were doing, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of, we're watching a show and playing along, or something. Like doing some sort of charades or whatever.
Playing
And she,
on.
whatever it was, I cannot remember it, but whatever it was, she bought it. We were high as fuck, and I
It
was
reminds
drunk,
me
so-
of it's like, I think it was from American Beauty, where it's like, the whole I fell on the stairs, that worked because of self-denial. It's amazing how far self-denial goes when it comes to parents.
Yeah,
Like,
it
they'll
does.
just deny to
It
themselves.
does. They won't even question it. They will not question it. And you know what? Hey, it works. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with denial. It worked. It worked for me. It's worked for me twice. I'm okay with it.
I don't think it would ever work for me. I think my family would end up killing whoever's doing that to me. I've
Oh,
had them-
Jesus.
Oh no, they've definitely questioned quite a few times.
Well, I mean,
And I just straight up was like, you know what? I have no excuse. I'm just a freak.
Yeah, I mean, most people are. They just deny it.
the thing is, like, I've
There's really not much that you can say when you have knife marks in your back.
I have
Oh, you're
never.
the link.
You can say you fell down the stairs and there was some sharp edges. I don't know.
No, you just fell down the stairs. The kids have Legos. They cut my back. Come on, you just add.
I
You just
fell in the
add.
pile of Legos.
That is really hard and difficult telling to your mother, who also has a son and 2 grandsons,
What does that have to do with anything?
because she knows how Legos work. She's fallen on them.
I'm pretty sure she would have big scratch marks on her back. I've fallen on Legos. That shit hurts, and I've had large scratches, especially those little,
No, it was really,
the little
really hard
single
denying it
brick
was
ones.
so- No, the reason why I couldn't deny it is because she actually saw pictures on my phone, because she decided to go through the photos on my phone.
That's not
And
cool.
yeah. She was like, I'm your mom, there's nothing on here
It's
that
a
I
weird
haven't seen
parenting
already.
question. At what age does my son stop having privacy or starts having privacy?
Start having privacy.
Like at what age can I like, you know what, I'm not going to go through his shit because
Mine 10 or 11.
interesting.
I
Because
started letting
I
him
want to
have
know
privacy, 'cause
like,
that's when he's starting to do like the serious self-discovery and stuff like that.
yeah, you don't want to be
So-
stumbling into that shit.
You don't.
I'm the worst person to ask.
That's
I don't
true.
have
You
any.
showed your
I-
dad a little too soon, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm the worst person to ask in this conversation.
Oh God, but yeah, this is interesting. Like, it's one of those. At some point, a kid should just have his private computer that you don't get to look into. And then a lot of people are like,
I never had a private computer. I always used a public one. Like we always had
really, like the family computer.
the family
You watch
computer.
porn in it?
No,
Yeah,
I have
hell
a
yeah.
private one.
But you don't want to use your dad's phone line to watch porn now.
No, I don't want him. I don't want to use my porn to watch porn. I'm okay with watching my porn. It's not that. It's the looking up the strange stuff.
Why? You won't get a history. You know that.
It's
Why?
one of those. It's
It
one
is
of
It's,
those,
just like
it's
yourself
weird for you to
insane.
have irrational fears.
yeah, it is.
Because you're usually not that guy.
I just think it's a sign of disrespect.
In
How?
what way? Under what moral clause are you filing this into?
The fact that he pays for it.
But that has nothing to do with, like, if he gave you money and then you bought a sex toy with it, would you consider that his money?
I mean, I wouldn't buy a sex toy with his money. No, probably not. I'd have better uses for it.
Would you buy a rope?
Oh yeah, I'd definitely buy rope with it. But rope has multiple uses. I would consider.
Rope that you will definitely use on someone.
Yes, but it also has multiple uses. I mean, you know.
But you bought it for someone.
Yeah.
Why you deny you never underestimate the power of self-denial.
Never under that should be a shirt. That should be a shirt.
No, I ripped that off from American Beauty.
Oh damn, never mind.
Yeah, that phrase exists. That's why I
Shit.
brought it up. Sorry.
They
can't
probably
own that.
have a
Although
shirt.
fuck Kevin Spacey anyway, so you know.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't know, that guy was like raping boys and shit. Like,
Yeah.
he turned out to be a pedophile.
Yeah,
That's
turn out if you moved to Greece.
he did really.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I think that's
like,
another one.
what? But all right, we're officially out of time, so we got through another episode of this shit.
Mhm.
I'm tired as
Oh.
fuck, man.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
it's a rough day.
And instead of sobering up, I'm like hitting the caffeine.
Mhm.
Just the weirdest transition from like,
Oh.
my head hurts to like,
I'm still
I'm
on no
delirious.
caffeine. I haven't had caffeine in months.
months? What? Why?
Months and months. I'll tell you after the podcast.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. You got anything you want to say to our viewers?
Bye.
Bye. That's a thing.
Hey,
you
that's
can
solid.
Go suck the cock. There we go.
Oh, damn.
suck a bag of dicks. And it wasn't an insult, by the way. Seriously, go suck a cock. Like if you
Yes,
can,
please.
if you can and you find one, fuck, go suck one.
For the community.
It's good.
For
It's
this-
good for your health.
It's good for the
And
community.
it's great
good for-
exercise.
it's great exercise.
Grapefruiting. That's a good one.
Yes.
Lots of protein.
Grapefruiting. You're burning calories. It's a superfood. You're great. There is a whole video that you should look up on YouTube. How to grapefruit. It's great.
Out of grapefruit. Hey, overcome. Oh, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. God damn it, life is chaos.
Nothing is sacred. Good night.